Greetings and salutations. My name is Tish and welcome to the Artist Haven. In this video, I am going to be mass making some masterboards. And you'll be like, well, I've seen this done 100 times. Well, you know what? Here's 101. This is how I do it to be able to mass produce. So that way, when I want to create something, I already have the things ready for me. I mass make paperclip hidden paperclip blanks, notebooks that are blank, journal covers that are blank. Painters that paint with paint. Let's leave it open to that. They have a canvas that they work on, but they also have their paints that they use, and they have their brushes that they use. And most artists today either A, build their own canvases using modern tools and can do it fairly quickly, or two, they go out and buy pre-gessoed, ready-made, canvases, so they don't have to do that step. This is like building a canvas. This is like mixing paint. This is like picking out those perfect brushes. When you are creating your junk journal, your planner, your gift that you're giving, you need certain elements to go into them. So why not mass make those elements? And that is what we're going to do today. We're going to mass make. We're going to use some less loved scrapbook paper. Now, this is just brightly colored scrapbook paper that I will never use in a project. I'm more of a deep tones and things. And yes, I can alter these, but I have stacks and stacks of this stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to take our less loved scrapbook paper. Now, this is 65-pound stock. So it's not paper, but it's not scrapbook cardstock. It's kind of in between. We're going to start with our brightly colored papers and some scraps and there's some bigger sheets. I've got some other sheets over on the other side there that I will grab, and we'll get everything together and we'll get started. Your first adventure is going to be picking out your glue stick. I use glue stick because it's fast and it's easy and it's not as messy as using regular like liquid glue. But you choose whichever one works best for you. But I have a bucket here of book pages and scraps from digitals and just all kinds of scraps. And I want to use my bigger scraps up with this project. So yeah, we'll be using these. And then I have some other digitals. This one is from Robin McClendon. And this is from my Divine Feminine digital. And then these are the freebies that are on my Ko-Fi page, or they will be shortly. I just got them done today, and these are my test pages. But these are from our last masterboard that we made using Amazon packaging paper. So we got all different kinds of stuff, and we're going to work with what we got. We're going to use up as much of this bin as possible. But we are going to use one of these because I really love the colors in this. So I like to work big because these masterboards are either going to be cut into cards or tags, or I have another project that I'll be recording soon. Oh, these have double-sided. I didn't realize that. All right. Well, these the double side, the other side, which is bonus. These are the other side of the papers. So this is the Amazon packaging that we decorated. So I'm going to do it like so. If you don't have a tearing ruler, you can make one. I'm going to, that's something that I need to do is make a video of all the things, all the tools that I have commandeered and from the kitchen or made on my own. All right. So what I usually do when I'm working with I always work with two pieces. whether it's packaging paper, whether it's digitals, whether it's scrapbook paper. I always work with 2 pieces because I have enough room to work with 2 pieces. So I'm going to put these papers over here so we can work with 2 at a time. And these go in my bin, but my bin is underneath my chair right now, so we're just going to make this work. So we're going to put these 2 together like so. And we're going to get some more papers out. We're going to just put piles of papers. So they kind of look similar, but not exactly the same. Let's start. And if you are using a glue stick, you want to use a glue mat or some other thing to help you not get glue all over the place. By all means, do it. Oh, this is a double-sided too. Cool. So these ends, I'm not going to worry about because I'm going to put them over the end of the paper. I had to think of the word. I keep wanting to put the glue cap on, and that's not productive. So we're going to just go over the edge a little bit. And even if you don't, it's okay because we can cover that with ink. We can take another piece of paper and cover it. It does not matter. So we grab one from that side and grab one for this side. And we're not going to do matchy-matchy. I just happened to put that down in the same spot because it had the same kind of corner. We're just going to bounce back and forth so we keep it random. All right, time to flip. Now don't worry about cutting the edges off. I can do that later. So this side, we are going to be using lined paper and craft paper. So I always like to leave one side blank so it can be a journaling space. And this is just, I took a composition book and tore it apart and just copy-dyed the snot out of it. So I'm just going to grab a few sheets here, like so. Put this off to the side. So what I'd like to do, well, it's probably a good thing we're using this paper up. Let's make sure everything's cleaned off. And then come in with my glue stick and lay this down. And line this up. There we go. Okay, that's 2 masterboards in about 20 minutes. And yes, we'll have to come back, but I want to wait for the 2 to dry. So let's move on to the other 2 real quick. And I'm going to combine our two projects that we did where we had printed and then lined. I'm going to do the same thing. Show you how to do that. One of the things that I don't really like sometimes in my projects is this big gappy space. So what I do is I take like the first few lines off. Okay. And we'll put that in our pile for use later. I'll grab one more page of that. Oh, this is kind of fun. This one's got, let's actually take the bottom. Yeah, the bottom of this. So I usually fold it in half more exactly. And then take off the first few lines. Again, this can go in the bin. This is a nice space filler. Now we're gonna glue these 2 down. My glue stick is almost gone. So we gotta plan accordingly. I do have another one in my bin. So, and I have the other brands too. I just really like this glue so far. We're seeing how longevity works out. And then once I give it the seal of approval, then we'll be good. Okay, so I think that's about where we need to be. So I'm going to take the bottom of this and overlap it just a smidge with that. Now just we get down to our stick, or what do you call it? Foam folder. I use this. This is a carpenter pencil. You can get them on Amazon. You can get 12 of them for like $12. I might start putting them in with my journals, just because I'll buy them in bulk and just put them in with whoever orders ephemera or whatever, floats their fancy. Okay, now got that one done. Let that dry a little bit. You come over to this one. Now there's lots of projects that you can do with this heavier weight, because by the time you get done with it, you have 3 pies of 3 pies. Ooh, that makes me hungry. 3 plies of paper, and you've got a pretty heavy duty kind of cardstock kind of thing going on. Keep that in mind. Like, okay, I'm going to make up, 8 or 10 of these. I'm going to sit down, watch Downton Abbey for the 8th time. I love that show. Anyway, I digress. Just sit down and watch a TV show, listen to a podcast. I listen to Rafi and Clee. I will link their podcast down below because I love Rafi and Clee. They're some of my favorite humans. And if you haven't listened to them, then you're missing out. Now we have these boards, but we have all these flanges sticking out. So let's get rid of those. I'm going to move these to the side for a moment and I'll be right back. This is my spray paper and it eventually becomes collage fodder. But today we're going to be working with this is watered down acrylic paint. So you shake it up. This is avocado dye that I put in a needle nose bottle. We've got coffee stain in a spray bottle. And this one will shake up too. And then I've got Distress Oxide peacock feathers. I'm going to shake them all up. And then we're going to lay these down. We're going to do this on the side that doesn't have, so not the side that you want for your journaling side. And then, so I got them all laid out here. Some of them are standing up, some of them are kind of kitty wampus. But this way we have the ability to take one bottle at one at a time. Maybe. This sprayer might be clogged. Yep. There we go. Sort of. When they get really bad, I'll just soak the whole thing. I'll take the whole thing off and soak it all. So there's that. And then we're going to take, let's move the pin. Now we can take our avocado and we're just going to splatter. Because everybody likes splatters. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. And then coffee. We're going to take down some of the brights. And you can do this outside if you'd want to. I prefer to do it inside because it is windy. And I don't like arguing with the wind. Now, if you want to, you can do some coffee splatters. Just take your stick, your pump stick. And then we're going to come in with Mr. Tim Holtz. This is probably one of my favorite colors. There we go. And then I'm going to turn this one this way, opposite direction. We're going to do some splatters this way. That way it's not as directional. We'll do that. That. Let that stand up. There we go. Sometimes what's fun to do too is to bend them like this. And then they kind of go either way. That helps make it so it's not directional either. And you can stand them up. And then what I like to do, so they dry a little faster, is I'll lay them out flat. And I'll take a piece of craft paper and just blot them. You have to be careful doing this sometimes because sometimes you'll get one ink from another one if you're not doing all one color scheme. They can get kind of cross-contaminated. That's the word I was looking for. So let's get this blotted up. There. Now the back side has a little bit, so we're going to purposely try and transfer some of this. So I wasn't careful. We got some big tear here. That's okay. There, now it looks intentional. Even though it was an accident. I'll put that over there. How does this one fare? This one fared much better. I still do it with this. So the other thing you can do too is take your transfer paper, splatter a little on it, and transfer it. Okay. Let's see this one. Let's put this down underneath so, because this one didn't look, there's a little bit right there, but that's okay. Put that there. Grab another piece of craft paper. Put this back on the back table. I'll do the same thing with this guy. There we go. We got some cool papers. Those are cool. That's cool. Very subtle. All right, let me get this cleaned up and we'll see what we got. So here's what we have. We have a little lifty spot. So we're gonna take Mr. Art Glitter Glue. When you look at this at one big piece, it looks very chaotic and crazy, and it's not 100% dry. It's, I'd say, probably about 40% or 60% dry, more than half. But when you take into consideration that you're only going to be looking at, let me grab a couple pieces of paper here, you know, that section right there. That looks really cool. Or you're going to be looking at this section. Okay, this needs a little bit more love. It's a lot of blendy colors. Stamp, you know. Now, if you were looking at this whole section, there's a stark line right here, washi tape. You know, so when you break it down, then look at it and say, okay, what else does this need? So we got this side, and then we've got a journaling side, you know, that you can decorate however you wish. But I've got a couple of projects that I'm going to be using these on in the upcoming videos. And so if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button, and that way you will know what I do with these. And I will probably take pictures of them and snip it down for you so you can have a master board of your own if you don't have the time and the space to make yours. Sometimes we just don't have time to do it, and we need a printable. We need a way to do it fast because it's grandma's birthday and we forgot, and we need to have something for her tonight, and we don't have 4 hours to sit down and make something amazing. We could have 2 hours to sit down and make something amazing, and you can with my support, with other YouTube creator support, with your art friends support. You can do anything you put your mind to. And we're here to celebrate each other and support each other and love each other, because I love you guys. I appreciate you watching this channel. and listening to me blabber on sometimes. But I appreciate you and I love you. And I hope that you have someone in your life that you can say, I love you too. You know?